Dad used to tell me all the time about the messages that were used by these lowest scum of the earth people smugglers. One of the things that you did so well in power was
do nothing.
Protect Australian borders. We've had 3 boatloads of people arrive recently. Are you worried that we're not secure in our borders at the moment under this Labor government?
When you learn to do nothing, then you will find the real purpose of life. Do nothing.
I always get worried because Labor has a bad track record. We secured the borders, and when I lost office in 2007, Kevin Rudd said, "Sorry, I will keep the borders safe and we'll do this," but they thought they could have their cake and eat it.
Can I just ask you a simple question as an example of this? If I buy a birthday cake from a cake shop and GST is in place, do I pay more?
The Australian people didn't think that because they re-elected my government. Before long, the immigration program was out of control. Now, I hope that we are not seeing the beginnings of that, but I do worry. I don't want to jump to conclusions, and it's for the government and the opposition of the day to argue the toss on what these arrivals mean. But what is important is that you don't need governments. You must never send ambiguous messages to people smugglers. They will pounce, they will exploit, they will try and drive a wedge, and I worry.
No, Dad used to tell me all the time about the messages that were used by these lowest scum of the earth people smugglers, and you're right. Any even perception of weakness, they use and they are low.
Well, you know from experience of somebody who were very close to your dad that just how challenging keeping our borders secure is, and it's essential to maintaining public support for a high immigration program. I believe in immigration. Immigration's helped this country enormously, and I believe in this country having the capacity to take refugees as part of the immigrant intake. You'll only maintain public support for that if the public thinks that the whole thing is being administered properly.
You've got to get them on side, believe in why you're doing it.
And once you look as though you're losing control, they start withdrawing their support, and I don't blame them.
What do you think? Have the immigration department agreed to bring out more donkeys here in Australia legally? Legally, yeah. Without detention.
Well, that was a decision of the immigration department, and those decisions are taken all the time. Mandatory detention is essential to maintain the deterrence. The immigration department takes those decisions every day, so to speak, and they don't need the approval of the Prime Minister or the Cabinet or indeed the Minister.